What can life teach a person about style when growing up in a war-torn Italy? You might think the life of a fashion legend started amidst luxury, but Giorgio Armani's story began very differently. He was born in 1934 in Piacenza, a small town in northern Italy. At that time, Italy was facing hard times. The shadow of World War II was everywhere, and life for ordinary families was full of difficulties and uncertainty. As a child, Giorgio witnessed both hardship and resilience around him. He learned early on how people adapt, how they carry themselves, and how small details, like a carefully ironed shirt or a neatly folded scarf, can make a difference. Even in tough times, he noticed elegance in everyday life. Interestingly, Giorgio didn't start with dreams of fashion. Initially, he studied medicine, thinking he would become a doctor. But somewhere along the way, his path changed. After his military service, he realized that his true passion was not healing bodies, but shaping appearances, creating beauty, and expressing identity through clothing. His first step into the fashion world was humble but crucial. Giorgio took a job as a window dresser at a department store in Milan, La Rinascente. It may seem small, but this is where he learned one of his most important lessons: the power of presentation. He didn't just place clothes on mannequins, he turned them into works of art. He arranged colors, textures, and poses in ways that told a story. Each window display was a little stage, and each mannequin a silent model of elegance. A few years later, in 1964, he resigned from La Rinascente because Nino Cerruti wanted to hire him at Hitman, a men's clothing company in Biella, northern Italy. In his role as a men's clothing designer, he gained experience in tailoring, fabric selection, and garment construction. This early experience planted the seeds for what would become a global empire. Armani's eye for detail, sense of balance and proportion, and ability to see beauty and simplicity were nurtured in these formative years. He learned that fashion was not just about clothing, it was about communicating confidence, personality, and power, even in the smallest ways. After these early lessons, Giorgio's journey would soon take a bold leap. From arranging window displays, he moved on to creating clothes that would reshape the fashion world. But how did a young man with no formal fashion background launch a brand that would shake the industry? Let's find out. Open question. Why did Hollywood stars and CEOs suddenly leave stiff suits behind for Armani's style? By the mid-1970s, Giorgio Armani had already learned that elegance comes from simplicity and attention to detail. But the real turning point came in 1975, when he launched his own fashion brand with his business partner and close friend, Sergio Gagliotti. Together, they had a bold vision: to change the way people think about clothing, especially men's suits. At the time, men's suits were stiff, heavily padded, and formal. They made people appear rigid, uncomfortable, and constrained. Armani saw an opportunity to reinvent the classic suit. He removed heavy padding, softened the shoulders, and emphasized natural lines. The result? Suits that were relaxed yet powerful, clothes that gave confidence without demanding it. His first collection launched in 1976. But Armani didn't stop at menswear. He soon turned to women's fashion. In a world where women's power dressing was just emerging, Armani brought sharp elegance to women's suits and dresses. His creations were not just clothes, they were uniforms of confidence. Women wearing Armani felt strong, professional, and stylish all at once. The world noticed Richard Gere in American Gigolo, 1980, wearing the signature Armani suit, and the audience loved it. Hollywood stars wore his suits on the red carpet and in films, projecting elegance and power. The success of American Gigolo made Armani internationally famous. Gradually, businessmen and politicians began choosing Armani for public appearances, recognizing that the right clothes could communicate power and style without words. If you're enjoying Armani's journey so far, hit subscribe. There's a lot more to his story coming up. One of Armani's most important contributions went beyond style. He took a stand on health and body image. He was one of the first designers to ban excessively thin models from his runways, showing that fashion should empower, not harm. The Armani empire grew carefully but steadily. He launched Armani Exchange for a younger audience, Armani Casa for luxury home decor, and Armani Hotels and Resorts, turning his name into a global lifestyle phenomenon. Unlike many designers, he kept full ownership and control. Every product, from a handbag to a hotel room, had to reflect his high standards. His stores in New York, Paris, Milan, and Tokyo became destinations for those seeking true style. Even his fragrances and furniture carried his vision into daily life. But one question remained: how would he maintain and grow this empire while staying true to his principles? Even as the name Giorgio Armani became a symbol of elegance worldwide, his journey was not without difficulties. Behind the runway lights and glossy magazines, he faced personal and professional challenges that tested his resilience. One of the greatest losses came in 1985, when his business partner and closest friend, Sergio Gagliotti, died of a heart attack. Sergio wasn't just a partner, he was Armani's right hand, the one who shared his vision and his dreams. The loss was devastating, both emotionally and professionally. Armani had to grieve and lead at the same time, guiding a global empire alone. On top of that came criticism. Some in the fashion world called his style too classic. They said his designs lacked imagination, lacked spectacle. In his personal life, he remained private. Rumors came and went, but Armani let his work speak louder than words. Later in life, he admitted one quiet regret: not having children. He realized that while he built an empire, he missed the chance to build a family. Armani turned difficulties into strength. His company became his family, and his dedication to fashion never wavered. He showed that true success doesn't rely only on talent or luck, but on resilience, discipline, and vision. Every trial shaped him. They made his creations not just beautiful, but meaningful and significant. Even in the later years of his career, Giorgio Armani never stopped innovating. He expanded his empire from fashion to lifestyle, hotels, and home decor, always with the same signature elegance: simple, timeless, and strong. He didn't just create clothes, he shaped a way of life, a vision of grace that people could wear, live, and feel. In 2025, at the age of 91, the world lost a visionary. But his influence, it didn't fade with him. Every suit, every dress, every carefully designed space still whispers his philosophy, that elegance, integrity, and discipline can coexist with creativity and freedom. Armani showed that true style is not about luxury or trends. It's about authenticity. It's how you carry yourself, how you treat others, how you move through life. His message remains timeless. Style is not just what you wear, it's how you present yourself to the world. Keep it simple, stay true to yourself, respect others, and walk with quiet confidence. This is the Armani way, a legacy of elegance and inspiration that will continue to shape generations to come.